Cloudy along the lakefront, 39. Your next news update, 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer
Merry Christmas.
on AM 560.
Ho, ho, ho.
The Answer.
There are some times when the kids go to bed and we just stay in the night crying, talking about how hard the life is for us. It's very hard to see my kids go to bed with hunger and not having something to give to them.
Oh, that was somebody who is benefiting from Food for the Poor. We've been working with Food for the Poor this entire holiday season to try and raise money for those less fortunate, those who don't know where their next meal is coming from. And John, I don't know if you know, I went to Haiti one year because they help moms and kids and dads, people in need in Latin America and the Caribbean and Haiti. But they really are just an amazing organization. They have these feeding centers that people come to. They walk from all over, some miles, every day to get there, get their buckets of rice and beans, and then walk back. And I know because I was filling up those buckets of rice and beans. And then when they're out of food, sorry, they're out. And then some are lucky that some will try and wait around for the next time that they're giving out food. But it's really a great organization. And with that, we welcome back to the program Paul Jacobs. He's the radio manager on-air fundraiser for Food for the Poor, the manager of that. Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Good morning and Merry Christmas to you both.
Good. So, Christmas is on Monday. And how about making a donation on behalf of a loved one who has everything?
Yeah, I love that because, there's a lot of things on our last minute to-do list, right? Everybody's got those piles of boxes stacking up at their front door from all these deliveries, and you're probably running out and seeing the long lines, but you're making the effort because this is the season where we turn away from ourselves and we turn towards someone else. We expand, if you will, our definition of community, and we give. And how about on your last minute list, you could provide a meal for a child? That would be transformative for families. The mom on the clip that you just heard, her name is Lourdes. I met her just a few months ago on my trip to Honduras. I was with our ministry partner on the ground meeting families, and she said something that struck me. She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't have anything to give them to eat. And the reality is that no one can survive. None of these children can survive if nothing is done for them. And one of the tragic things about that mom and that family was her husband stood right next to her. He had been injured permanently on the job. He couldn't work. So this mom had to bear the weight of both her husband and her, working several days, literally almost 7 days a week. But what was touching to me was how she explained the struggle every single day that she goes through to provide food for her children. She had that stoic face, that mom face when it's tough, but I'm going to hold it together. But every time she explained something to me through the translator, she would look at those children and she'd look back at me and she'd look again at those children. And then I saw it. That one tear broke. And I recognized that mother was broken. Why? Because she didn't have enough food to feed her children. And this is why we can have the greatest giving day in all of AM 560 history today with 4 days left before Christmas.
And the number to call if you want to make a donation, we're asking for a one-time gift of $80. $80? When you go to the grocery store, your bill is a lot more expensive than $80. But with $80, John, you could feed 2 children for a year. For $320, you could feed 8 children for 1 year. And the impact your gift can have is just reaches out to those in need. And the number to call to make a gift of any amount, really, 844-862-4673. Again, that's 844-862-4673, or visit 560theanswer.com/food for the poor. And some people that have given, John gave $80. He's in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, and he wrote, "We have plenty, they have nothing." Mm-hmm. Another person, Michael in Geneva, gave $200. Thank you so much, Michael. Said, "We're blessed. It's a privilege to help those, and particularly innocent children in desperate need of nourishment." So please keep it coming. And if you're a business owner or making the marketing decisions for your company, you could become a business benefactor. With that, you make a one-time donation of $2,500, And as a way of saying thank you, oh, by the way, tax deductible. I know a lot of you are looking for some tax deductions before the end of the year, because the end of the year is in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. To become a business benefactor, $2,500 tax deductible gift. Money goes to Food for the Poor. And as a way of saying thank you, we give you 40 one-minute commercials that air Monday through Friday right here on AM 560. And to become a business benefactor, call Ann Jeanette Natowski. But Ann Jeanette, 847-472-8951. I'll say it again, 847-472-8951. And we want to thank some of our business benefactors, CustomConstructionSystems.com, Chicago Gaelic Park, Riverside Club for Adventure and Imagination, the Telepro Group, we've got Spawn Financial, Troost Cemeteries, I probably butchered that, it might be Troust, it's Troost Cemeteries, Favia Dental, Favia Family Dental, that's my dentist, so thank you, Dr. Joe. Suburban Welding and Steel, the list goes on and on. Birdies for Kids, Dutch Farms, Broadway Family Dental, that's a Dan's dentist, but whatever. Tyson Roofing, General Parts, the list goes on and on, but this sells out every single year. 847-472-8951. We have about 10 business benefactor slots left to reach our goal, so let's get this done. Amen. And Paul, let's tell us too, a one-time donation of $2,500. What kind of impact would that have on the program?
I want you to just consider 62 children in your church, 62 children in your son or daughter's, Christmas cantata, their end of the year play, their Christmas play. 62 children on a stage, singing, laughing, being children. 62 children in a playground as you're in the carpool line waiting to pick up your little one with their tag that says your last name on there. That's exactly how many children that will eat every single day for the next year because of your generosity. You as a business, Reed gave a business benefactor gift, and I just love this comment. Reed basically gave a $2,500 gift, and he said, "What we give in love, we receive in joy." There is on the other side a benefit to you because you get it's to tax deductible. It is a advertising schedule which is very lucrative and I mean in terms of what you get. But on the other side of that, there is a mother, there are families, there's an entire community with 62 children that will eat every single day and rejoice, not just this Christmas, but into Easter as well as Christmas next year this time because of you. And we have, we talked about the 10 business benefactor slots. It's interesting. That's the exact number that we're pacing behind. We're usually a little bit farther ahead by this time. It's no secret that every year we come back to you to be as generous as you can. And it's just remarkable how we've seen a response. But we are about 10 businesses pacing behind where we typically are at this time of the year. But it doesn't have to be. With 4 days left before Christmas, before you just kind of shut things down and center around your family and those you've invited in, can you please just expand your definition of community and compassion and extend yourself to these families, these 62 children?
Yeah, Paul, I just have one thing to say.
Yes.
I have a radio show here on Black and Right. I want to be a participant in this next year.
Amen.
I reached my radio show reached over 10 million plus people in the last month.
Wow.
10 million plus. And I would love to use that platform to feed as many kids as we possibly can. And that's right up my alley.
I don't know if you've ever been to Haiti.
Never been to Haiti. I have friends
You've
that
been
are
to Mexico.
there.
I mean, there's certain parts, third world countries. But Haiti, that is a different kind of poverty.
Yeah.
I have never, ever, ever seen anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's wild animals eating garbage. There's just, because they had earthquakes and then they had political unrest. Their president was shot. And so what's it like there now in Haiti? Because I know that feeding center, isn't it for safety reasons, was that temporarily shut down?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because of the civil unrest, because of economic decline, and a lot of the challenges that face Haiti right now. I mean, something as simple as the fact that you cannot afford fuel or cannot afford a public transportation to get you to the feeding center, that had to have changed. So Food for the Poor decided, working with our ministry partners on the ground, we had to do something different. So the hardworking men and women of our office, over 300 that work in the Port-au-Prince office, and Amy, you saw it was like a beehive of energy. energy that just going back and forth to help these families. Those 2,600 ministries that used to come in every single day to get resources to go out are now establishing regional feeding centers. Other words, they're in their community, helping the families, keeping the families within their community, keeping the families together so that we can then really, through creative methods, where we can't take roads, we basically arrange for a barge to take it by sea. And where we can't literally get across a highway, we'll airlift. There are very, I call them my heroes. There are a couple of men that are truck drivers with our Food for the Poor Port-au-Prince office that just recently in a conversation I was having with our executive director down there, he said these men left their families during the holidays to get as far as they can with a convoy of food, stopped on the side of the road where it was safe, overnighted and slept in their trucks, and began again at the crack of dawn to get that food to these regional feeding centers. This is the level of commitment that these men and women, and also, what you're fueling with your generous gifts and donations, so that the families, the ministries, the pastors on the ground can help these families and children survive.
844-862-4673. That's where you can make a donation. A gift of any amount would be very much appreciated. And it takes seconds. You call, boom. They're not messing around. They'll take your information. They'll take your credit card. Thank you so much. You're done. And you can even tell the operator when you call, I want to make this donation on behalf of my mother or my well-fed kids or grandkids. And it's great. So, again, 844-862-4673 or visit 560theanswer.com/food for the poor. And, again, it's our last push for this year as we, wind down this year. And Paul, thank you so much for all that you do. You're such a wonderful human being, and you have a great heart.
I am grateful for all of you. Merry Christmas, and God bless you all.
You too. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
'Tis the season to think boating. Yes, Freedom Boat Club is the world's original and largest members-only boat club, now with 20-plus locations near you throughout Greater Chicagoland, Wisconsin, Northwest Indiana, and Southwest Michigan, plus 375 nationwide and global locations. Join Boat in Freedom's warm weather harbors now and think spring. Your membership enables access to their massive fleet of late model boats, slipped, insured, stored, maintained, cleaned, and ready for your use. Just pick the location of choice, reserve a boat, show up at the dock, and go boating. Membership includes training to enhance boating skills and comfort level at the helm. It's never been easier to give the gift